So welcome to this talk on realistic optimism. Optimism is that ability to look forward to the future. And that's something we really need right now, wouldn't you say? There's a lot of uncertainty in our lives with different countries in either lockdown or MCO or circuit breaker. And we're beginning to come out of it, but we don't still have like a very clear map of what the next few months are going to look like. But is optimism always good? Is pessimism always bad? Maybe this and some other questions are things that we want to think about. As we face this situation that we are in right now, that's the choice that we are being asked to make, isn't it? You might have heard people say you should be optimistic. There's no use in being a pessimist or things like that. Well, actually, what we will say is that that's the wrong question to ask, really. Because what if there were just not only two choices, but more choices than that? And the question that we were asking was about both, because both pessimists and optimists have gifts and they have challenges. Pessimists, for example, research has proven are far more accurate when they are looking at reality. Whereas optimists have this ability to keep moving, to keep going, because they believe that there are options. And these kind of lead to the challenges, because pessimists sometimes might procrastinate because they can see the reality, they can see the challenges. Whereas optimists might sometimes underestimate risk, especially when negative things happen. So the question that we need to be asking ourselves really is, what mindset would be useful? The key word being useful. What mindset would be useful for me right now in this situation? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about this mindset called realistic optimism, what it is, why we should be looking at it, and how could we be more realistically optimistic. And we're going to be sharing with you a couple of methods that we could do that. The PPP versus TIE method being one of them. Okay? So back to the question that we had earlier. What would be a useful mindset for me to have in this situation? Because actually, it's not like there are just two classes of people, right? On one side are the pessimists, on the other side are the optimists. It's a continuum. It's like a scale. All of us fall somewhere on that continuum. Nobody is really a pure pessimist or a pure optimist. So we are saying that we suggest that the best mindset to have right now is, in a way, the best of both worlds, to be a realistic optimist. The realistic part being really aware and knowing that there are challenges and being able to see the challenges. Whereas the optimistic part is about being hopeful about the future. But here's one thing that really distinguishes the realistic optimists from the unrealistic optimists, because unrealistic optimists could be hoping for a better future, wanting the world to change, but they might even think that it's easy, it's going to happen. Realistic optimists, on the other hand, believe that they might need to work. They will do as much as they can do in order to get the results that they want. So the difference between an unrealistic optimist and a realistic optimist is the realistic optimist will take action. It's kind of like, the pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. But being the realistic optimist, we adjust the sails. And that's what we need to do right now.